So we arrived at the last part of our key concepts and definitions module, starting with outputs, which are tangible or intangible deliverables of any activity. Outcomes are results for stakeholders, which are usually enabled by one or more output. You remember that sound? This means that that part is especially important for the exam, so keep it in mind, right? Let's think about it like in football or soccer for our American friends. The process of an attack would have the output of a goal, or at least hopefully, right? The goal would be to score a goal, pun intended. Anyhow, the outcome for the team might be to win the Champions League. So aggregating all those outputs, all those goals, into the overall outcome of being the champion. Then we have costs, which can be removed from the customer, which can be a part of our value proposition, saying something like, hey, come to us and we will be cheaper than the competition. And it can be imposed on the customer, which is actually the price they pay for our service. Then we have risks, which is the uncertainty of something, the uncertainty of outcomes, which can both be good, like an opportunity, or it can be bad. In that case, we call it a hazard. And what we need to make sure as a service provider is that we manage our risks, right? We need to understand how much we are exposed to a risk and how big the effect of that risk could be if we cannot mitigate it. We have utility, which means something is fit for purpose, right? The service does what it is meant to do, right? We are talking mostly about functionality here. The service needs to be, I don't know, a web page with a blue background. If I can manage that, good. If I have a web page with a brown background, then I've messed up and my utility is not good enough. Warranty means that something is fit for use, because it's nice to have functionality, but in the end, if it doesn't work well enough, it will not provide any actual value. So we need to consider availability, capacity, continuity, security, and things like that on the right level. And I like to highlight this fact here again, on the right level, because who is defining this in the end? The customer. They need to tell what levels of availability or continuity will be okay for them. We don't need gold plating. We don't need to have the perfect service solution. We need to have what the customer needs, and then they will be happy, at least hopefully, because value is only created if we have the right utility with the right levels of warranty. And there is one additional thing I like to highlight here, and that's the fact that perception also plays a role. We mentioned that a couple of slides ago, right? Don't forget about that.